Hey, what's up, y'all? So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown about fasting, right? If you're a Christian, um, how to and why do we fast, right? Uh, this is a powerful revelation I think that any Christian should come into, right? Um, so fasting has different levels to it, right? Or different reasons, but the most common reason is this, right? So fasting is a tool that God has given us to use to recenter ourselves, right? So what that means is it's not necessarily about not eating food, right? It's more so about taking control of your flesh, letting your flesh know that you have control, right? And that nothing has control over you, right? And that you have dominion over your flesh, right? And by doing that, in the midst of that, you are denying yourself, right? A substance like food, right? And that is allowing you, whether you do it for a day and a half, 2 days, what have you, that is allowing you to recenter yourself back in alignment with God, right? Connect with God in an intimate way. And in the midst of fasting, we are to pray, read the word, draw close to God in an intimate way, right? Um, and the significance is this. So if I'm going about my faith walk and I get off base, let's say worry and doubt starting to creep into my mind, things are just not clear for me, right? Then that's a clear sign that you need to fast, right? So fasting is about a lifestyle. It's not a ritual. It's not a routine like saying, oh, I'm gonna fast once a week. I'm gonna fast once a month, right? It's not about that, right? And again, it's not even about necessarily denying the food within itself. It's more so about your perspective and understanding that you are denying your flesh, right? That you taking control of your flesh. And in the midst of that, you're drawing close to God. And so when you fast, right, let's say a day and a half, and you drawing close to God and His Word, you praying, right? You're establishing that intimacy with God, right? And that is allowing you to recenter, right? And you will notice, like in a day and a half, 2 days, what have you, right? That there's a peace that comes over you. There's a level of clarity that comes over you, right? Hold on, give me a second. Hey, y'all. So, hold on, give me a second. I'm sorry. Give me a second. So anyway, so there's a level of clarity that comes over you, right? A level of peace that comes over you, and that's how you know you're back in alignment with God. That's how you know that you're back centered, right? And then, in essence, what that means is once you really believe that you're at peace, right? That you're back centered with God, then you can technically end the fast, right? So again, depending on the level of attack from the devil, the level of stress that you're going to, uh, that will determine the amount of days that you enter into the fast, right? Whether it's a day and a half, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, right? Because sometimes you can enter into seasons where you're under extreme warfare, right? Attacks from the devil, and you might need to stand that fast, right? Until you reach that level of back being centered with God, right? Back in alignment with God, back in peace and clarity with God, right? So again, it's more so of a lifestyle, and how you determine when you enter into a fast is whether or not you are at peace, whether or not you are at clarity, whether or not are being led by the Spirit without any type of hindrance, right? That will dictate on whether or not you need to enter into a fast. It's not a ritual. It's not anything like that, right? You can go 2-3 weeks, right? And be in perfect fellowship with God and carrying on about, saying the Lord's business, walking in faith, right? And that'll be fine, right? And then on that third week, you might hit a bump in the road where things just not clear, things is not going right, and you be like, okay, now it's time for me to fast, right? So again, it's more so a lifestyle. And then you have situations um, where you might be plagued with a tough decision, right? Like Esther, right? A tough decision or circumstance or something like that, where you really need to draw close to God and get clarity, right? And so you fast, right? You go on a fast, and you might invite others to go on a fast, or your church might go on a fast, right? And you get an agreement with the church fast, right? And they say the whole congregation is going to fast for 21 days. Go without food from when you wake up until 4 p.m. or 6 p.m., right? And the pastor might tell you this is why the fast is, right? Okay, you enter an agreement and you go into that fast, right? But again, it's more so like a lifestyle, right? And there might be a meaning behind the fast or whatnot, right? But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys and try to impart that on to you guys, because I think that's major for people to understand, and especially if you don't fast. If you don't fast, then listen to me. If you're a Christian, you need to have fasting in your life. Again, as a lifestyle, not as a ritual or anything like that, but as a lifestyle. And I've already explained to you why it's important, right? So start fasting and start living a lifestyle of fast, and you will start to see how impactful it is on your life. Like, it's very impactful, right? Like, it's no reason why a Christian should be going through any trying type of things, right? And just sitting there and scratching their head and pulling their hair out, right? And like, man, why is this going on? No, right? We have these tools in our chest for a reason, right? Again, I keep on saying this. The Bible is the blueprint of life. Like, he tells you what to do in different situations right there in the book. But if you don't utilize it, right, then what good is it going to do to you, right? What good is it going to do to you? Like, seriously. I could be in this room right now and it's on fire and I have a fire extinguisher right there. But if I don't get up and go and then utilize the fire extinguisher, then that fire is going to slowly start to burn down my room, spread to my whole house, and burn down my whole house. Because why? I didn't utilize the tool that I had at my disposal, right? So to utilize these tools that God's giving you, and I promise you, you will see the effects, right? You will see the effects. So God bless you. And this stuff is just pouring out of me today. So, hey, it's all about edifying you guys. And it's even edifying myself, right? So I love you guys, and peace out.